Hi everyone, my name is QP and thank you so much for joining me today. So I'm actually really excited to be doing another skincare video for you guys, which is why I have no makeup on right now. But I really want to do this video for you guys because since I turned 30 back in November, aging has been something that's kind of been on the back of my mind. So I really want to be proactive with my anti-aging skincare and routine. My goal is to avoid costly cosmetic procedures for as long as possible. So I've been researching at-home techniques and routines and procedures so that I can slow down the aging process. And just like everything else in my life that I research, I hope that by sharing my anti-aging journey with you that I can save you some time and hopefully you'll find some of this information useful as well. So after a lot of research, I found that one of the most popular and effective anti-aging routine or like anti-aging procedure at home is microneedling or dermarolling. Alright, so I actually have my microneedle roller right here, or like my dermaroller, and you know, if you look at this, it's honestly not as intimidating as it sounds. These needles are teeny tiny, but they get the job done. So the brand that I bought is from Aura. It's their microneedle face roller system. I got this on a skincare website, so I do trust that website a lot. I'll put the link in the description below if you guys are interested in this particular roller. After watching this video, if you are interested in getting a Dermaroller, I would say to really do research. As small as they look, they are going to be puncturing your skin. So you want to make sure that the needles are medical grade and they're made well and they're good quality needles. So microneedling is a process in which a tool is used that has multiple medical grade needles on it that's used to puncture the skin. So first, the micro punctures caused by the tiny needles in this roller creates micro channels in your skin that allows products to absorb more efficiently and thus making the products more effective. Also, the needles cause micro injuries or trauma to the upper layers of the skin, which signals the brain to start the healing process by making new elastin and collagen rich tissue. So this is why it's common for skin to flake or peel after having a microneedling session done. That's because your skin is trying to get rid of the old skin and replace it with new, healthier, elastin-rich and collagen-rich skin. In addition, microneedling also promotes circulation and increased blood supply to the skin. Blood supply that carries necessary nutrients for our skin to be healthy and look healthy. Alright, so here is a little fun fact about microneedling and the history of it. It was first discovered by a German dermatologist back in 1905 who created a tool very similar to this to treat his patients with acne scars, keratosis, and hyperpigmentation. Later, in a separate occurrence, medical tattooists who were working on patients with a lot of scar tissue and using flesh-colored ink noticed that their patients' scars had a lot less scar tissue and the skin was actually looking a lot better, and it wasn't due to the ink that they were using, it was actually the patient's skin rejuvenating. And it was from there that the technology and evolution of microneedling started. So with all that said, what are the benefits and what can this little torture device do for your skin? Well, it's been shown, as I mentioned, that it's really good for acne scars or just scars in general, and also reduces the appearance of stretch marks. It helps with anti-aging by treating fine lines and wrinkles, loose skin, enlarged pore size, brown spots, and other pigment issues. It's also been shown to help plump lips. Personally, I think this is more of kind of like just maintaining the look of like a plump lip because of the collagen that it promotes. And lastly, a really cool thing that microneedling helps with is hair loss. And that's because it promotes circulation and the growth of thicker, stronger hair. So this little device is really cool, and I feel like this is one of like the industry's most effective secrets. Alright, so now that we've talked about what microneedling is and how it can benefit your skin, let's talk about needle sizes because they're not all the same. So the needle sizes range anywhere between 0.2 millimeters to 2.5 millimeters. And the needle size pretty much just depends on what you're treating and the severity of what you're treating. So say a 0.2 to 0.25 millimeter needle will help treat hair regeneration, hair growth, and fine lines and wrinkles, while a 2 millimeter or a 2.5 millimeter needle will help with stretch marks and deep scars. I would suggest starting with a 0.2 or a 0.25 millimeter tool. Personally, for me, I really like the 0.5 millimeter tool. I think that the 0.5 millimeter is still short enough where it doesn't really cause a lot of pain or any bleeding for that matter, and it's still a little bit more effective than a 0.2 or a 0.25 millimeter. But if your pain tolerance isn't that high, I would definitely start with the lowest one and then just work your way up. If you're curious about using the longer needle sizes to get faster and more effective results, I would go to a professional to have that done for you, just because, you know, you're gonna be in safe hands. I feel like with the shorter needle lengths, it's okay to do at home, but if it gets a little bit too long, I would just trust the professionals. Okay, so now that I have talked your ears off, we're finally going to get to the fun part, which is actually how to use the Dermaroller. So the first thing that I did was actually use some alcohol. So I had 91% isopropyl alcohol. You can use 70% alcohol. You would just want to pour a little bit in a cup and stick your Dermaroller in there for about 30 seconds. This is just going to disinfect your whole tool and make sure that there's no bacteria on it for when you are doing this. Then you want to take your Dermaroller out of the alcohol solution and just put it back on its case for it to dry. And while you wait for your Dermaroller to dry, this is a good time to wash your face. This is just going to make sure that your face is nice and clean before you actually start Dermarolling. You want to just try to eliminate as much bacteria off of your face as possible. Another thing that you can do is use an astringent, witch hazel, or even some of that same alcohol, and just go over your face to remove any additional bacteria. And you want to get your neck also, because that is another area. So now you can actually start rolling. So you want to work in sections. So what I do is I will start with my forehead, I'll move over to my cheeks, then I'll move to my chin, and then go back to any areas I might have missed, like my upper lips, my nose, and then move on to the neck or the décolleté. Be sure to talk to your doctor though, in case you have any thyroid, or if you have any other medical problems that this might get in the way with. So once you have your face kind of sectioned off in your mind, you can actually start rolling. And you want to roll one direction at a time and go over each line about 6 to 8 times. Then you're going to physically lift up, move over a little bit, and start your next line and do the same thing, going over that line 6 to 8 times. And then after going up and down, I like to go sideways, so left and right, and then optional, and I've seen a little bit of conflicted information on this one, you can actually do like a crosshatch. So go diagonally one direction, and I would do that direction all the way across that section, and then switch it over and do the other section diagonally all the way over until you finish that section. You want to apply light pressure. You don't need to be hard with this, just light pressure is enough, and the needles will go in. Another thing is you want to relax your face muscle, so that's why I'm closing my eyes, because if I'm opening my eyes, like my forehead is a little bit more tense and it hurts a little bit more. So when you close your eyes, relax those muscles, it doesn't hurt as much. And once you get to kind of a more rounded spot on your face, like say my forehead, I'm dividing that into 2, so I'm not doing too much of a curved motion.
I've been down, I've been everywhere, but I'm alright now, I'm alright. I nearly drowned in my own despair, but I'm alright now, yeah. Baby, you can turn the rain into
I just got done dermarolling my whole face. Not gonna lie, my face feels kind of like I've been rubbing sandpaper on it, so it kind of burns a little bit. It's not terrible. I feel like on a scale from 0 to 10, I'm at like a 3 or 4 on like pain scale right now. So just slightly, almost kind of like a scraped knee. It's not horrible. So now that you're done, you want to put your Dermaroller back into that alcohol solution and just let that sit for another 30 seconds or so just to disinfect it, so we can put it away. Then at this point, you're going to take your favorite skincare product, like a serum, and you want to apply it. Now that all of these micro holes are in your face, it's going to make absorbing that product so much better, and so that product's gonna be so much more effective. Applying serum right after you do this feels so good because it's so soothing, because your skin is like super dry, super like stressed out. So applying this serum just makes it kind of cool down a little bit. Also, when you're applying, you don't want to rub the product in, you want to just pat it in. This is also a good time to do like a sheet mask or any type of mask for your face, so long as it doesn't have any retinol, retinoids, any benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid. I'll put everything in the description below what not to use after you've done this. I'm gonna follow that up with some moisturizer just to really cool down my face because it is burning right now. I think if you put your products in the fridge, it would feel so good. Also guys, in this video, I did not do my neck or my lips. Normally, you could do your lips. I feel like if you want to do your lips, maybe do a 0.2, 0.25 millimeter Dermaroller for that, because the skin on your lip is a lot thinner than the skin on your face. For me, I tried to do my neck today and it just, nah, I couldn't. It just felt so weird having like needles on my neck. So maybe I'll work up to it. I'm still fairly new at this. This is my second Dermaroller. I've had one and started using that like, I want to say like 2-3 years ago. I wasn't regular on it and didn't use it that often. But yeah, I really want to start getting back into the routine of doing a dermarolling or a microneedling session at least once like every 2 weeks, maybe once a month. I would say if you're really into it, once a week probably is going to be the max you can do this though, just because it's very rough on your skin and it takes a few days to rejuvenate and regenerate the skin. So you still need that kind of downtime for your skin to heal and recover. Another thing is it's best to do this at night. I'm doing this during the day just because it's better lighting for me and I'm trying to demonstrate this for you guys, but it is best to do the microneedling at night right before you go to sleep because your skin and your cells regenerate while you sleep. So that's just the ideal time for you to do it, and that's when you're going to get the most effectiveness. Also, after doing the microneedling session, you want to try to avoid the sun as much as possible. So if possible, stay indoors, do things that does not require you to be out in the sun, like hiking or anything like that. And you want to make sure you apply really heavy sunscreen also a few days after you do a microneedling session because you want to really protect your skin. Also, if you have any active breakouts, be sure to either avoid those breakouts if they're like isolated or wait until they calm down before doing a microneedling session. So to store your Dermaroller, you just take your Dermaroller out of the alcohol solution and then you want to put it back in the case, and I like to kind of just rest the lid on it just slightly so there's still air circulating through it so that the alcohol can evaporate. So but you still want it to have room to dry, and then once it's fully dry, then you can store it that way. And I like to wipe down the container with some alcohol every other use or so, or every use if you're really cautious. Another thing that I forgot to mention, guys, is that this is not the only microneedling tool. This is a Dermaroller. The other one is like a stamp, and stamps are actually really nice. I've personally never tried stamping because for me, I thought it just like takes a little bit more willpower to actually like insert the needles into your face. But they're really great at getting like kind of these small areas. So I think maybe in the future I will invest in like a microneedling stamp and see how I like that. But anyway, that is pretty much it, guys. What do you guys think about microneedling? Have you heard of it? Have you tried it? What are your thoughts on it? I would love to know all of that in the comment section below. I hope that you found this video useful and helpful in helping you with your anti-aging journey as well. Please give this video a like if you guys enjoyed it. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe by clicking that subscribe button right there and hit that bell notification so you can see more videos like this. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!